This video is sponsored by Skillshare. People define design as a creative way to solve a problem. Early this year, I picked up gaming again. I got myself a PS5, but I didn't know where to have it set up. After a couple days of thinking, I posted this video on my TikTok and Instagram stories because I was pretty proud of it. This solved one of the main problems that I was having. I didn't want to be stuck in one spot. And I called it my one-wire mobile gaming setup. I know it's not as visually pleasing as most people would want, but I knew that this was going to be a temporary solution. The problem is, I was having a hard time trying to figure out what to do and how I can make this better. And I knew that if I were to create another gaming setup, it can't be just dedicated for gaming. It had to be multifunctional. It had to be versatile because I used this space in many ways. I started sketching ideas and I used the 3D model I had of my office to test out different configurations. In the end, I settled on what I think is a unique solution. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is John Imperial, and what you just saw there is my stealth gaming setup. So why create a stealth gaming setup in the first place? Well, let me tell you. I am trying to solve 3 problems that I encountered with my one-wire mobile gaming setup. Number 1, this is my office. I use this space to meet with clients, record YouTube videos, and at the same time, this is also my man cave. So I wanted something that looks professional but also can accommodate my basic gaming needs. Number 2, I want something mobile. I don't always play in the same spot. Sometimes I like playing here. Sometimes I like playing in the living room, or sometimes in the hall closer to our bedroom. Having the ability to move this setup is key because I don't want to be glued to this space. I already work about 8 hours in this office a day. My one-wire mobile gaming setup achieved this perfectly. However, it presented another problem. The thing is, I have a lot of my architectural tools inside of it. So when I'm meeting with a client, I typically roll the shelf out, and sometimes I would forget to grab my tools, which makes me look like I'm not very well prepared. So I have wanted to solve that problem. Number 3, I want something that is multi-purpose. That's pretty self-explanatory, but primarily I want it to be a gaming setup, but I also want it to function as a product showcasing desk. I also want to be able to lay down full-size drawings on it when I'm looking at my architecture drawings. And lastly, I want it to be a table for my meetings. The solution might seem straightforward to you guys, but trust me, it took a lot of thinking, it took a lot of intentionality, and also a lot of trial and error. As usual, links are in the description below in case you want to check out the products that I used. So let's talk about the desk. First, the tabletop. I opted for this 24-inch by 50-inch butcher block from Home Depot. I chose this because I only have a 26-inch wide door, so I'm limited there. I sanded the butcher block and stained it with a dark walnut to complement my current desk setup. The first time I stained the butcher block, I really didn't sand it properly, so when I stained it, it came out a little bit blotchy. But good thing I was watching Mike Watt's video, so that gave me a little bit of encouragement and I knew exactly how to fix this problem. So I went ahead and sanded the stain off and then sanded the butcher block properly, and once I applied the stain the second time, it worked out perfectly. I applied 3 coats of polyurethane just to give it protection, and this is the result that I got. I chose this hand crank standing frame from Vivo to help with mobility. Since the butcher block is already heavier, I wanted to find a frame that's lighter than most electric standing desk frames. I also like the fact that I won't have to plug it in to make adjustments. It's sturdy and the weight of the tabletop helps it feel more stable. The hand crank is removable and you can put it on either side of the frame. I added casters so I can easily move it between spaces. The addition of the casters and the thickness of the butcher block made this a little bit taller than I would prefer. It's not bad by any means, but I just want you guys to be mindful if you're thinking of doing a similar project. My gaming machine is the PS5 disc version. I thought about building a gaming PC, but it doesn't look like this is the year to build one. And mainly I play Warzone and it runs pretty well on my PS5, so the upgrade can wait. I changed the plates to this dark plates I got from Amazon. The wait time for the brand dark plates is a bit too long, otherwise I would have ordered from them. But I did get the matte metal skin. This change did not only make the PS5 look better in my opinion, but it also adds to the stealth gaming look that I'm going for. I mounted the PS5 under my desk using this 3D printed mount from Glisco. I also got their controller mount, which is more low profile than others out there, and I love that it gives my controllers a permanent home. During this time, PlayStation released their official black controllers, so I got that as well to tie it all together. When I bought my PS5, I also bought this 27-inch Full HD curved gaming monitor from Dell. It has a 144 Hz refresh rate and 1 millisecond response time. Initially, I mounted this monitor using a Vivo desk mount, but after several days of trying different configurations, found that by simply using the monitor stand, I get more flexibility. By going this route, I can turn this gaming desk setup into a meeting table in less than 2 minutes. The speakers that I'm using is the Pebble version 3 from Creative. I like how small they are and they can be powered by a single USB-C cable. For my headphones, I'm using the SXFI Air Gamer, also from Creative. I love the build quality and the subdued gaming look of this headphones. It looks more like a studio headphone in my opinion. The ear cups have this futuristic design that when turned on looks really cool. The first thing I did though was change the colors because I wanted to be more neutral. I love the sound that comes out of it. I can hear footsteps and chest better in Warzone. And according to my friends, the mic quality is a big improvement over the Pulse 3D. One thing that I wish though is that they came with a transmitter, because right now you can only use it by plugging in a headphone jack onto the controller. When I'm done playing, I put my headphones on this headphone stand from GroveMate. I really think this adds character to this very minimal setup. It's made out of walnut and it has a black leather lining that protects the ear cups of your headphones. And I think it just complements everything that's in this setup. For my desk mat, I'm using this one from Orbit Key. Like I said, the setup is already very minimal, so the added organization for cables and also this quick access toolbar is really nice to have. And last but not the least, I mounted these Govee light bars under my desk. And I think this truly is the icing on the cake. Having lights under the desk helps me to not have to turn on room lights when I'm playing at night. And also, it adds character to what can be deemed as a serious setup. So when I want a pop of color, I can simply turn it on, change it to the color I want, and when it's time for meetings and whatnot, I can simply turn it off and it can be as professional as I need it to be. So now let's talk about cable management. This is a big part of this setup, so it's important that I share to you guys what I did. After I put the desk together, I left it upside down to plan how I'm going to mount everything. I quickly realized that half of the battle will be managing the cables. I thought of where I would want to locate everything, and I thought about how I wanted to run the wires. I determined where I wanted the PS5 first and used that as a starting point. And then from there, I prioritized everything that was connecting directly to the PS5. After that, I installed the surge protector and the rest followed. One thing that I want to mention is I was very intentional with installing the monitor and this cable of the speakers last. This is mainly because I want them to be removable so that when it's time for a meeting and I don't need the desk, I don't need to present anything, I can simply just remove this, and like I said, I can do it in less than 2 minutes. So I know you guys are wondering what the lamp is in all of those B-rolls, and it's the Lyra lamp from Govee. The thing is, I shot all of my talking heads already and it came a little bit late, but here it is and I love it. The lamp has a nice build quality to it. The bar is made out of aluminum. It has a very thin form factor and you can squeeze it in relatively tight spaces. There's a magnetic mount for the controller, so it will be hard to misplace. You can also control it through the app. What I like about this lamp is that you can change it to white. You can of course change it to a more cooler white or a warmer white. You're not stuck just having RGB, because most of the time, especially when I'm doing YouTube videos like this, I want it to be as neutral as possible. But of course, when I'm feeling a little bit more adventurous, I can always add a pop of color. You can create your own gradient by adjusting the color of each section separately. Or if you want, you can always use the pre-made scenes that they have. It also has a music mode that reacts to whatever music you're playing, which is very cool. Let's talk about the sponsor of today's video, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community that has thousands of classes for lifelong learners who's ready to take the next step in their creative journey. So whatever it is that you're into, product photography, interior design, video editing, they have it all. They have thousands of classes that fits not only your skill level, but most importantly, your schedule. Since learning is the focus of Skillshare, their videos contain no ads, which is really nice, and it only means that you can stay focused and you can explore your creativity further. And this is why I think this is one of the best investments you can make for yourself. The first 1,000 people to use the link in the description below will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare, so you can explore your creativity. Thank you, Skillshare, for sponsoring this video. Taking on a task like this can be daunting. There are a lot of moving parts and pieces, and it can be very challenging. So my advice to you is make one decision at a time. Commit to one thing first and base your decisions off of that. For me, it was all about mounting the PS5 under the desk, and then everything kind of came out from there. I'm pretty happy with this setup. The overall idea was to make a gaming setup that can be transformed into a product showcasing desk, a table that I can use to lay down drawings, and also a table that I can use for meetings. And I think I was able to achieve that with this stealth gaming setup. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please give it a thumbs up if you like it, subscribe if you loved it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.